Yo, it's Mo, and I'm going to be bringing you guys my first round playoff predictions. You might be able to tell right off the bat that the sound quality is better than my first video, and that is because I am using a headset this time, instead of just my laptop mic. So anyway, the first game I'm going to be predicting is going to be the Steelers against the Broncos, and I'd really consider this a bold prediction on my part, because I'm actually going to choose the Broncos over the Steelers. And for a few big reasons. Firstly, the Broncos are playing at home, and that home field advantage is so underrated, especially for a team like the Broncos, where they might need a home crowd behind them in order to do well. They're going to actually perform a lot better than people think they are. Also, Roethlisberger is injured. He has an ankle injury, and I don't care how much he says he's feeling 100%. I don't care how much he says that he's ready to play and he won't be able to think about it. It doesn't matter how much or how severe the injury is, he's still going to be thinking about it. I've had injuries like this before playing baseball, and for like a month after the fact, I'm still in pain. I mean, not severe pain, but I'm still thinking about it. And if I'm the Broncos, I need to rush him a lot. I need to do a lot of blitzing. I need to get to him and not injure him, but make him think about his ankle a lot more. And really, if the passing game isn't working, they can just hand it off to Rashard Mendenhall is out with an ACL injury. He's not going to play. And who do they have behind that? I mean, I don't even know who the running back is behind him. And so, they're in a little bit of trouble. I mean, the defense for both teams is going to be very solid. This is going to be a very low-scoring game. Both teams might end up below 20 points in the end, but this is definitely going to be a game to watch if you're a football fan. And even if you're not, this is going to be a very close game. And also, a half-kidding reason, God is on Tim Tebow's side. I mean, I don't know about any other excuse to explain how well he did for those like 6 weeks where he came back in a row. I mean, it's probably not, but, you know, it could be. So anyway, that's it for the highlights, or not the highlights, but for my prediction for the Steelers-Broncos game. So I'll come back when the second game starts.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Second game, the Bengals at the Texans. This is also going to be a very close game, and I am actually going to pull for the Bengals in this one instead of the Texans. I know the Texans had the better record, but their team overall I don't think is as good. Think about it. The Bengals played in the same division as the Steelers and the Ravens. Both of those teams made the playoffs. And I really underestimated them, especially being a Jets fan. And I really thought the Bengals were done for, like 4 or 5 weeks ago. But they really did well, fought back, and ended up going to the playoffs. But anyway, the Bengals play in a really tough division compared to the Texans. Also, the Texans quarterback, Matt Schaub, is out, Leinart is out, and TJ Yates and Delhomme are just mediocre quarterbacks in my opinion. I don't think they're going to do amazing. And so I'm going to predict Bengals by 7 or 10 points in this game. It's going to be a very anticlimactic game, I think. And I hope, yeah, I don't really have a fan for this game, especially being a Jets fan. So I'll come back for the next video. I mean, not the next game.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Alright guys, now for the third game. There's not much to say about this game, although this once again is going to be a very close contested game between the Falcons and the Giants. And once again, just like the Broncos game, I think home field advantage is going to play a big role. And the Giants are definitely on a streak of fire right now. They got Umanura back. Eli Manning looks pretty solid. He didn't look that solid against Washington a few weeks ago, But I think that he's resolved that, and I think that he's going to play a big game. He's going to pass for over 300, I think. And I think Bradshaw and Jacobs are really going to do well. And talk about the most underrated player in the NFL, Victor Cruz. I mean, if you haven't seen or heard of this guy, look him up because he is unbelievably solid. And so in the end, I do think the Giants are going to win. Although I do think that Matt Ryan and Michael Turner are better than Eli and Bradshaw and Jacobs, I think that home field advantage is going to play a big role in the Giants winning this game, honestly. And so that's my prediction. See you in the next game.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
And now for the final game. The Lions against the Saints. And this game, it's not going to be close. Unlike the other 3 games. Yes, the Saints did lose in the first round last year against the Seahawks. But Beast Mode was going ham on them last year. Especially with that run. I cannot stop watching that video on YouTube. It's just... Marshawn Lynch's run was just unbelievable. There's not much to say about this game. I think that Who Dat Nation is going to get their New Year's present and have the Saints go on and play in the second round. That's all. I think that Stafford's going to have a good game, although I think Breeze is definitely going to outduel him. And this game is going to be 2 touchdowns or more. These highlights in this game were actually pretty exciting, so I'm going to let you guys watch it without me commentating. So this has been MTF signing out. Join me next time. Peace.
Surveys the field. Rolls to his right. It's loose. Recovered by the defense. Touchdown. Halfback carries, and he will score.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.